Next on TV1.
The greatest. The greatest. So you wanna go toe to toe? You don't wanna go blow for blow. Combinations of lady on the floor, seeing little bird, hands up. You don't wanna go early. I make sure you fall close to your camp. At least you can say you got beat by the champ. The grade round for round, yeah, pound for pound, push and shove. I make your face beat on my gloves straight up. You don't really wanna clash with the Titan. You don't really want it with me. The greatest. We can be up in the middle of the ring and show you why they call me Ali. The greatest. You don't really wanna clash with the Titan. You don't really want it with me. The greatest. We can meet up in the middle of the ring and show you why they call me Ali. I'm the right body shot to make you show me your food. Your quarter ain't got enough Vaseline for what I'ma do. What I'm superior, pugilist. My right cross is spin your head around like the greatest. I'm in the top condition. You want top position.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's raise the roof as we welcome the undefeated champion, Laila Ali.
Muhammad Ali is definitely the greatest boxer of all time, but definitely not the greatest father. And I think he would say that himself, you know. I think that's one of the things that if he could change about himself, he would. Just being that he was so busy and he's like always traveling and always giving that, you know, sometimes your own kids have to go without. It might be a small price to pay for the impact that he's had on the rest of the world, you know, so it's not something I fault him for.
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Laila Ali.
I was actually locked up in this facility along with all the other ones around California. You know, they kind of transfer you back and forth.
I know you guys all have the book, but how many of you have actually read the book? For those of you that haven't, I hope that you do. You know, I wrote it for young women to read because, as you know, a lot of you know, I was actually here at one time wearing that same sweater and them pants.
This is the house that I grew up in when my parents were married. This is where we lived. My sister, Hannah, and I lived in this house.
Your dad loved you.
My mom grew up and she was a goody two-shoes, so to speak, and she didn't need a lot of discipline. She didn't need anyone to tell her to do her work. She was a straight-A student, so when she had her kids, she thought we were going to be the same way. You know, and that's not usually the case with most kids.
Well, it's part of my life, and I'll be doing it for the rest of my life, so I guess that is more than a hobby. Eventually, who knows, I might even end up in the Olympics if I'm lucky and work hard.
I don't really have any one great childhood memory. I mean, there's nothing that really happened that stands out in my mind as a child. That's what's crazy. You know, my dad's Muslim. Muslims don't celebrate Christmas. So my Christmases were upstairs in my bedroom. I actually did have a tree. My dad was like, you can have a tree as long as nobody sees it, you know. So I had a Christmas up in my room.
Yeah.
Ever since he stopped fighting, which was just about a year ago, has life changed for you as a family?
Basically, I think it's better because he's home more, but he still travels a lot. So the kids are home more, I'm home more, instead of running all over the world, and things are a lot more settled than they were, but he's still gone pretty much, but home more.
I just remember not really wanting to be around my dad because he always had a bunch of people around him, and I don't like the, you know, all the entourage that came with him. So it was kind of like, you can go on, you can have that. So I never felt the need to be around him.
I was hanging out with the wrong crowd, you know. I got with some girls and was shoplifting, and I had money, you know, but that wasn't the point, you know. So I remember I stole a tank top. We all got caught, got in trouble, and then I was the one with this attitude of, hey, we did it, now we have to pay the consequences, but it came off kind of like a smart aleck, and I was the one that ended up going through the court system. First of all, I was devastated. I mean, I couldn't believe when I got locked up. I had this attitude that I was going to go to court, I was going to go home. I had already had plans for the evening. Girl, you know, yeah, I got to go to court, girl. I'll be back later. We're going to go to the party, yeah, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I got locked up, you know, and that right there was enough for me because my freedom being taken away from me, you know, and being turning around and looking at my mom in the courtroom crying, and I'm crying, like, she couldn't do anything about it. It didn't matter who my father was. None of that mattered. And then to have to be in the system, so like I said, for me, it was like, how can I prevent ever having to come back here again?
You don't look as strong as you are. I said, that's what they thought.
I'm not hitting her hard.
I'm just tapping, but she can. One day she came into the gym. She's 19 years old, and she was going to lose some weight. I should call her baby hippo because she was pretty large. And she watched a few other girls in the gym move around there, and she decided, you know what? I can beat them girls. I can get in them, you know. And she really felt that way.
I didn't say I'm going to be a fighter because my father's a fighter. If I did, I would have started a lot earlier. I didn't know that I wanted to be a fighter until I saw women fighting for the first time. I saw it on TV and I was surprised, and I was like, oh my God, you know, I didn't know women fought. And as soon as I saw it, I wanted to do it. I can remember my friend, my best friend at the time, was like, girl, yeah, you can do it, girl, you can do it. And her dad was like, Layla, you can't do that. Those women will take your head off, you know, and la, 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 la. And I was just kind of like, yes, I can, yes, I can. She learned to box a lot quicker than most guys do. I mean, it's a lot of guys you got to teach 2 or 3 years to do something. I mean, she picked it up in a matter of months, you know. It took me about a year to actually start training, you know, because I wanted to go to the gym and find out, could I do it? You know, because I don't want to do anything if it's not natural. Like if I have to, you know, you either have it or you don't. I didn't want to just be one of the people that just didn't have it and was trying to do it anyway. So I trained for a year, and that's when I turned pro.
Fight was hectic. That was in, I believe, October of '99, a place called Turning Stone Casino outside of New York.
But there's only one promise that I can make. On October 8th in Verona, New York, April Fowler will suffer a painful defeat. And this girl would not take a pose and sterile picture with her. And she said to Layla, no, I'm saving mine till tomorrow night. And it made Layla real angry. And of course, the next night she was saving it. It wasn't too much. Layla hit with a 1-2 and knocked her out. She stood over the girl and yelled and screamed at her and told her to get up. The same identical thing that Ali did when he dropped Sonny Liston. And I thought that was so remarkable.
They have come here from everywhere. The curious, the intrigue, the boxing purists, all here to see whether Laila Ali is the new face of women's boxing, or if Christy Martin can burst that bubble and refortify her position as the best there is.
Clearly, Christy Martin is the most accomplished of all women fighters. She has the most fights, the most victories, and the most knockouts. So her legend, her status in terms of the history is already secure. She'll only add to that lofty legend with a victory over Laila Ali tonight.
I think the other compelling, interesting thing here is that this is unmistakably a grudge match. These women clearly have strong dislike for each other.
Ali out with a vengeance, as Martin predicted. She got rocket-licked by a right hand and gets hit by another right. And they are slugging fiercely, and it's Ali trying to back up. Christy Martin, her feeling out in this one. Laila with measured shots, hitting the mark, not ahead of herself, but her speed and her power are evident. And Martin is not able to punch back.
It's almost over.
Look at the look on Christy Martin's face. Fred Steinwinder, the third, is looking closely, but Martin will go down blazing if she goes down at all. Here we go as she pushes Laila Ali back with combinations to the head. Christy Martin, full of fight, full of experience, but now she's taking a pounding in the corner as Laila Ali has driven her to her knees. She has never been off her feet until now. Christy Martin comes out winging shots. Head hunting now again, but it's Laila Ali out punching her, outgunning her as the onslaught continues. Martin's got a hold on it.
She just can't. She's just too small for Laila Ali.
But her heart won't let her try to get a breather as she collapses in the corner. And now we see the blood, and she's looking at the corner saying, perhaps I can't get it done this time.
She'll never make it through this round.
It is over inside of 4. And Laila Ali is the reigning champion of women's boxing.
I face reality. That's what happens. That's my whole thought on why these girls have it so bad, because they come in the ring believing that I'm not strong, that I'm just using my father's name. They have all this false confidence, and they would do so much, and that's why a lot of them quit when they get in there, because it's like, you know, they just can't deal with it. If you deal with what you're facing, and then when it starts happening, it's not that big of a deal, instead of just, oh, you know what I mean? You know, these are girls never done that before. You know, it's not like it's something they do all the time. It's just like, man, you know, why do these people quit? This big opportunity, you know what I mean? And then I tell them, I'm going to knock you out. You're going to be on that canvas. They ain't never been on the canvas. So it's like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. So then when they start getting hurt, they quit before I can put them on the canvas, because they don't want to be where I told them they're going to be. Everything I said is going to happen starts happening. You know what I mean?
Laila, you do not know maybe what your presence means here. To this country, this is a fulfillment. To this country, you are bringing joy to a lot of hearts, not only for everybody in South Africa, not only for the children, not only for our generations, but for women. Women before us, women during our time, and also women of the future.
It gives me great pleasure to be the one to call on the podium the petite, the beautiful, the multiple champion of the world, Laila Ali.
Did you call me petite? You said petite? Like as in a petite woman? No. As you can see, I'm not petite. But that's okay.
All right.
For an event to be this big and this powerful, with it being Women's Empowerment Month in August, and all of the people that are looking up to me here and are going to be inspired by me, I think is great. I think that's what it's all about. And, you know, Gwendolyn O'Neal's going to get it.
Oh.
And I'm looking forward to that. So you guys get to see, you'll be able to see the dramatic change over the next 3 weeks. So if you see me in the press 2 weeks from now and I'm not smiling and I don't have on a pretty dress, just understand that I am a fighter. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm trying to get my 20th knockout in South Africa.
Well, the first thing that I try to do with Laila, I tried to use psychology on her as well. I didn't really tell her, you know, this is the way you should do nothing. This is the way I would say things to her. Well, this is what your father used to do to entertain people, right?
Not knowing that that's the worst thing you say to me.
Right, but I'm just saying, this is what I would say instead of saying directly, do this, do that. You know, she got a lot of weight just like her father. I mean, I was around her father for probably 10 years, you know, and when he was on top of the world. Went all over the world with him. And I've often told her this, and we have a lot of fun about it. I told her her last name could have been Green instead of Ali, because I met her mother, and her mother was just...
I'd have never been born. Trust me, you would not have got that far.
That is so funny. It was all good. It was all good.
The greatest.
Never on the scene, never in the ring. Coming straight from the heart, I'm confident I got you. Still the greatest, try to stop me. I come to knock it down, try to stop me. I'ma make you go run, tell my poppy. They boasting about me, but I'm trying to get you in.
But boxing is like this. Only one of us can win. You know what I mean? So I have to win. You get in the ring with me. That's it. I'm gonna get you. I mean, there's only two hands. You got two hands. I got two hands. I already know I'm a warrior. I already know that I can deal with any type of situation and still get into the ring. I know that I might not have my best performance, you know, or I might not look my best, but I'm still gonna win. You know, I know there's time. I know everything that's going on. You know that in the past it's gone on. I fought sick with a temperature 102. Nobody knows that, but I'm confident enough to get in there and say this girl still can't beat me, even at my worst, even at 25%.
See what they can come up with. If it was a very, very...
Fought a girl named Cassandra Geiger. It's in Atlanta. It's on ESPN.
Match. No surprise.
I stopped her in the 8th round, but I was like, this is the first fight, I didn't even sit down in between rounds. But I told him, I said, if I sit down, I'm not going to be able to get back up. And I kept asking, what round is it? That round I stopped her. I said, I don't got nothing left. I got to stop her.
He's smothering a lot of Laila's punches.
Good insight from Emmanuel Stewart. Thank you very much. Good to have you in studio tonight with Brian Kenny and Lucia Riker. And Ali just swarming all over Geiger.
That was the worst. I felt like dying, you know, but it's like there's no way I was going to stop. It wasn't even fought. It's just, you can't, you know. It's like you just know you have this 20 minutes or however many minutes to give it all you got, and I can rest later. It's unfortunate, but my dad is revered for being the type of person that we all should be. Unfortunately, as human beings, you know, they see things in him they can't find in themselves. So they respect him and look up to it. You know, I don't see him the same because I'm like him. Okay, you're supposed to stand up for what you believe in. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be good to people. You're not supposed to step on anybody to get ahead. You're supposed to, if you're a certain religion, and you know you don't want to go to the war, you're supposed to say no. You're supposed to do that. You know, that's what you do. You give up everything.
Whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam. I'm ready to die.
You have to imagine to a man like that how sorry we must look. You know what I mean? The things these athletes and things complain about. They're getting a $50 million contract instead of 60. People always try to put it on the athletes about, well, things have changed, and no, people have changed, and along with the athletes, not just the athletes, everybody's changed. His disease makes him dependent, you know what I mean, and he can't really take control. So, and this is a man who's very proud and very much was in control, you know, and now he's not. So, you know, I'm not really worried about it, but I mean, it's definitely would be nice if I could sit back and talk with him and reminisce with him. And some days you can come and you can talk, you know, for a little while. You know, it just depends on the day. Like if you go see him in the morning, he can talk. He's clear before he takes any of his medicine. Once he takes his medicine, it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
Today is 2 weeks before the fight. The original promoter, Joe Monte Ali, has been pushed out by everybody involved, including the WBC and the South African Boxing Commission, for his lack of integrity. He hasn't paid a lot of people, and there's a lot of stories been going around.
I put all the efforts, you know, to make a big event happen. But it is my surprise to see companies not coming forward for one reason. Who is promoting it? Is this the problem? Is this color still a problem in the country? Whereby if somebody else could have jumped in and say, I'm bringing Laila or whoever, then they jump in, they say, we are there.
Before Laila left the country, she was owed a certain amount. We made a decision for her to come here. Since the promoters and investors have pretty much done everything that they said they were going to do. Now while here, they owe us another payment or else Laila's going to leave.
You know, I came out here hoping that they would get it together, giving them the benefit of the doubt, because I really was excited about doing this. I didn't want everything to fall apart just because of paying me a few days late or whatever. But, you know, I've been here for over a week now. I'm in a week. And, you know, now it's like, okay, guys, you know, I'm not doing this for my health. And, you know, I got 10 people here with me and I have to pay. And I told them today's the last day, so they have a deadline they have to meet. And, you know, I've already pretty much put in my head like I'm not fighting. Basically, it doesn't seem like it would happen. I've seen a lot of fights fall apart.
Hello?
So I was just calling to find out if the jig was up. James was like, you love saying that, don't you? Yeah, I do. If my fight had happened, I'm sure there would have been a lot of people that, just leading up to the fight, hearing me in the press, seeing me in the press, probably definitely would think that I had too much of an honorary attitude and, you know, much too full of myself, all the things they tend to say when they're not comfortable with a strong woman. You know, I'm arrogant, all those things, when actually I'm just very confident in what I do, as I'm supposed to be. But they definitely would have seen a good fight, as always, you know, and they probably would have felt a feeling inside they've never felt, you know, to watch two female warriors in the ring and to the point where you forget that we're females.
You know, I still believe it can still happen, but now you need somebody there to come and rescue. But I've been trying, and I'll keep trying, because I love my country. Maybe not on this date, maybe at another date. They still believe it can still happen, especially the women.
In the book, there's a lot of things in there that are not to be proud about, that I've done. and that's okay. There's also a lot of things in there to be proud about. You know, and I think that the main thing is that, you know, I obviously didn't have to write that book. I didn't have to share that. You know, everybody sees me now. They think I'm beautiful. I'm Muhammad Ali's daughter. I'm a boxer. I'm just knocking everybody out. Everything's great. You know, but they don't know what I've been through to get to this point. They don't know what makes me able to be a fighter. A lot of people look at me and say, why don't you want to be a model? You know, why don't you want to be, you know, an actress? And that's not what I want to do. And once again, like I said, if I let society tell me what I should be doing, then I would be modeling. And I would be half naked somewhere like all these girls on these videos. You know, but we're more than that. And that's what's important for you guys to know. I do what makes me happy. I like to fight. No, seriously, I know a lot of you do too. I know you guys think you're bad. Okay, none of you whoop me, just know that. No, I'm just joking. Okay, none of y'all whoop me. Let me just get that out here right now. Look, you feel you can? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you really do too. Fortunate for you, we're not gonna find out. But no, I'm just playing. I'm just joking, you guys. I'm not threatening anybody.
famous person, somebody who's admired by many people. Boxing promotes like gender equality, and we as women feel empowered. I would like to say to Laila Ali, pick it up, Laila. We love you. You are a sister to us.
I just want to say that I love you guys too.
I want to say to Laila, she can came back to South Africa and teach me how to fight.
Yes.
You guys are my little brothers and sisters. Yes. And I appreciate the love. Yes. I had to put my sunglasses on because you guys are making me cry. I feel you, I do. You guys know that I'm in South Africa to fight. I know a lot of you guys aren't going to be able to see the fight. But I'm going to knock this girl out for you guys, okay?
I really like her. I love her so much. She's a true inspiring. As a man can do it, she can do it as well.
Do it, Ali, do it.
Do it, Ali, do it.
We really need to give these kids exposure in such a way that whenever something that good and massive as the visit of Laila has happened in the school, it gives them fulfillment. When he sits down and looks back and says, I was a student at Thabo High School, and you know, I saw Laila Ali. She was in our school. Most of our children are from not so poor families, but not so rich, middle class, middle. Although we do have children that really come from impoverished backgrounds. Laila's presence in our school, I think, boosted the morale of most of the girls in our school. Not only the girls, but the lady teachers too. As much as I believe that a woman is not disabled in one way or the other, I'm one person that believes that a woman can do whatever that is given to her as long as you put all your belief in what you're doing. I think that perception that women cannot be able to do this and that has been eradicated and is gradually wearing off. And especially since in our country women are given
opportunities. So they will grow up, these girls, knowing that they are not disabled by being women or by being girls. Nothing is impossible. Laila proved that there is a woman boxer, and there she is. So what can stop us?
That girl, I promise you, that's her father reincarnated as a girl. I promise. She hits, doesn't hit like any ordinary lady. Bombs right there and crosses, that'll blow your mind, I promise you. But worth every minute. When it comes to it, she is better than me. She's better than most South African guys. She's got a bit of a temperament. When she loses her temper, she throws heavy bombs. I was told to hold back because you don't want to cut the fighter before her fight. So as much as you wanted to, you couldn't like really release.
It's alright though. They can't help it. Sometimes you're trying to do something to keep me off if you don't have the skills. I tell him, you're just doing that, so I don't want to get hurt.
She picked up my weaknesses very quickly because I kept dropping my right hand and she kept countering time after time after time. And like I said, she's well experienced, she's trained by the best. Cassius Green, I adore that man, he's a good trainer. And yeah, she's good. That's all I can say, she's very good.
She gets in the gym sometimes and she get carried away. She boxes with some guys and they hit her a good shot. They make her angry and she start calling them names, telling them to come on, and you know, I mean, she gets involved and she like, and I tell her just relax and be calm, you know, because she can get excited when she wants. That's the same way her father used to do. As a matter of fact, I remember one day her father came in the gym. We were in Allen, Pennsylvania in the gym. He was getting ready for a fight with a British fighter. And he brought $1,500 in the gym that morning and laid in the ring, $100 bill. Said, this is anybody's money that knocks me down today in the gym. And at the time we had Larry Holmes, Tony Tubbs, Greg Page, top fighters as sparring partners. And they tried hard to get that $1,500. He whooped them like he was a child. I mean, he put it on them. And sometimes she kind of reminds me of him, you know. I fought here in South Africa in 1968. I didn't want to come because I heard about how bad it was. At that time, they had never had a world champion to fight here, and they had a rope dividing whereas the non-whites and the black were set. But normally, if there was two white fighters fight, only whites could go to the fight when we arrived. Two black fighters fight, only blacks could go.
Before the time of apartheid, black people, we were not allowed to come and build a house or buy a house in the suburbs. Just to look at a white lady, it was like a crime.
One of the things that has stuck in my mind is that my African friends, the same age, we couldn't go to the park together, we didn't go to the same school, yet we ate together, we played together after school, we shared books, shared stories, but we couldn't go anywhere else with our friends because they were the wrong color. We were the right color, we were the lucky ones, but they were the wrong color.
At this present moment, I believe the women of South Africa are suffering from the traumas of apartheid. They are still not in the rhythm as the men are, like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela has been in prison for 27 years, and he came back. Still, he was able to reconcile. That's a man's perspective. I truly believe that no woman could stand that.
So here we go, round number one. That's Laila decked out in the red, showing the fast hands, getting that jab in the face and in the camouflage trunks with that wild head who is Valerie Mahfoud.
We're making history. We're changing the status quo. As you would know that boxing is predominantly a male-dominated sport. And now we're changing that. And with the likes of the Laila Ali, especially Laila coming to our country, it's going to serve as an inspiration to some of our girls, the up-and-coming, to say, this is happening and it's for real, and Laila is for real. It's not like somebody that you only see on TV.
Well, Laila looks like a beauty queen now, in spite of it. Well, she throws the punches, she isn't a fighter. Look at this, look at this. How about this, folks? Exchanging shots. Nice right hand, bangs her with the right hand again. Mahfoud comes back. She's able to weather the storm. How about this, folks? Look at her.
She motivated me to do any sports I like. She even motivated me to do boxing in school, except I lost.
What we're trying to promote is that at the end of the day, you are a female. And we need to see that feminine side of you. You do not have to try to prove to be a man or anything. But if you have it in you to box, then why not? Because we aspire to different things in life. If you want to be a boxer, you can be a boxer. If you want to be a soccer player, you can be a soccer player without trying to behave and be a man.
And my way of thinking, I think, look at this. How about this to open up the fifth round? All right. Mahfoud trying to make a statement with Laila. You start throwing shots at me, and they're coming right back at you, kid.
Okay, I think I'm pretty in a way, but it doesn't mean I can't fight. Well, I can't really fight, but it doesn't mean that I can't fight just because I'm pretty in a way. I mean, and we don't even have to be ugly to fight. Not that any of us are.
She looks strong and beautiful. And beautiful, eh? I don't understand why is she involved in man thing. I'm not trying to be a male chauvinist, but the face is, it's not a face to be punched and all that, man. No, I don't believe it.
I have a problem with women wanting to get into a ring and get hit like that. Maybe it's the little, British girl who makes tea parties in me. I don't know, but it just does. It seems that really is a male thing to me.
Oh, Laila got really nailed with a right hand there. Look at these shots now by Laila. Best sequence of punches. She rocked her with the left hand at the lead and the right. She's back on the heels for the first time, and she's got her in trouble now. Just 51 seconds to go, which is plenty of time for female fighters. Laila doesn't stop throwing punches. That's it. It's all over. David Mendoza steps in when Mahfoud was unable to throw any punches back.
I did get a glimpse of a TV special with her, and I can see that she's a very powerful woman, and I would not want to be in a ring with her, I must be honest. I'd like to have a cup of tea with her, but I wouldn't like to be in a ring with her.
Take that jab up. That's it. She learned. She's like an old pro now. I mean, she's getting together. She used to walk out and just get busy. You just start throwing so many punches, just didn't make sense. But now she's settling down and she's throwing just like she's supposed to throw them, and that's good. I mean, if you don't do that, you're not learning.
Do you think she could drop you? If I'm tight, but me, I'm very flexy. All my life, I never touch canvas.
Catch her off balance.
A lot of times, it depends on the opposition. I mean, like if you set a trap for an individual, you make them throw a shot. So if they throw a shot, he throw a right hand, he's over for a left hook, if you're within range. But you make him throw that punch, and you turn it immediately. Time is on the way. Before it touches you, you hit him with a left hook. He don't know it's coming. Invite him to the party again. Invite him to it again. That's the criteria of doing it. Otherwise, the guy just beat you with shots because one shot might get in. That might be sure to hurt you, put you on Queer Street. You're no more good the whole fight. There's a lot of guys lose fight and they get hit with a good shot and they don't know it. They're hurt. They have a slight concussion. A lot of kids get them in the ring and they don't even know it. The handlers don't know it because they're not watching the fighter. They're watching the fight. I always watch my fighter. I don't watch the fight till I go home and watch the tape. That's when I watch the fight. Because if I watch my fighter, I know when he get hit with a shot, and I know when they get hurt. So when he comes to the corner, I know what to do with it.
Put it on.
I'm always concerned about her, and I watch all the time. She get hit with a shot. I remember probably her third pro fight she fought in Detroit. She got dropped. I mean, she got dropped like a sack of potatoes. She felt so hard that my heart just left me. I said, oh, God, oh, I was so upset. And I don't never get upset in the corner about a fight, but I had never seen her really get hit like that. And she came and she sat in the corner, and she looked at me, eyes wide up, and she said, what's wrong? I said, you just got knocked down. She said, I got knocked down. I said, well, yeah. I said, but now it's okay. So I do my thing, and then she's okay. And I tell her go back out and move around the first minute, and don't get excited. She said, no, I'm going to get on that bee's ass. Man, she turned to the attack. I mean, she jumped on this girl retired after that fight. I mean, she beat her so bad. She must have busted up like, I mean, her nose, her eyes, she was cut. And the girl tried to jump out the ring. And as she went to the ring, later went up and got in front of her and stopped her and just kept cracking. I mean, it was a suicide type fight. I'd never seen her come. Oh, man. That girl had retired since then, and she no longer is participating in this game called boxing.
Do you believe that profi boxing all over the world is going down when Ali lose or will retire?
I think so. He has been the greatest one force for boxing in the last 50 years. Greatest showman, best fighter. Let us hope that he continues.
It will lose the superstars, as though if films or cinema lost all the leading men, and the next day we had no one to look at. So I think heavyweight championship will dip down for a while, but there'll be a new one coming up. It always happens. There'll be some guy even bigger and better. I don't know how far down the line, but like they had Joe Louis, and then it went quiet for a while. Then you had Rocky Marciano, then it went quiet for a while. Then you'll have another one. It's like the phoenix, the bird. It comes out of the ashes, and it'll get bigger and better. But it'll be quiet for a long time.
Oh, I don't think boxing will ever go down. But I think Ali built it up to something that it hasn't quite been before.
Laila Ali transcends. She makes the sport. I've got to give it to her. She said she's going to go out for a year. If Laila Ali leaves the sport for whatever period of time, the sport will go into a decline to the extent that she's such a personality and she has such charisma and such ability that she really carries women boxing, in my opinion. And I would not take the risk of doing a fight of this magnitude unless there was a Laila Ali in the ring.
I spar with men that are a lot stronger than me, a lot more skilled than me. It's hard to find women that are my size in the first place to box with. I weigh 175 pounds. Then, if you find one, she might just be overweight. She's not really strong at 175. Then if you find one that's strong at 175, she might only have 3 or 4 fights. And that's not enough experience. So it's like after one round, it's like I'm kind of having to take it easy with her. You know, you don't want to knock somebody out in the gym, you want to try to learn. So that's why I spar with men, so that I can kind of go as hard as I possibly can, and they can take it. It doesn't affect them in the same way that it would. So when I get into that ring, it's not even a question that I'm going to win. I'm just so confident. Because like I was sparring with that guy and getting the better of him. So what's she going to do? Hi. But thanks everybody for coming out. I think this dress is beautiful. Hopefully you do. We're getting ready to auction it off. You get the dress, not me. So just remember that. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Laila Ali. Give her a nice, warm South African welcome to the 24th here in Empress Palace. All goes to charity, to the butterfly kids and the boxing heroes of yesteryear. 4,500. 4,500. You look gorgeous in it, man. You look absolutely gorgeous in it. 4,500. 4,500. But it's not yours yet, because I've got hands all over the place here. 5,000, 5,500, 5,500,
6,000 up front at 6,500. 6,500 once. At 6,500 twice. Last call, I'm going to sell this time. Thank you very much, sir. 6,500 straight across the way. Sorry, sir, the bid's across the way, 6,500. Thank you very much. Between Johannes Tiger Bones Peterson and Bresson, the Destroyer and Goma. I don't believe too many of us in this room here this evening knows what it's like to go through 6 rounds like they've just gone through.
It was very awkward that night. You know, I'm not used to auctioning off dresses. That's part of the promotion for the fight, so I agreed to do it. And also, it's a good cause. And, you know, it looked like there was a good turnout. Everybody was happy, so that makes me happy. It looks beautiful. Mrs. Mandela was there, and I mentioned to her that my opponent had arrived. And she said, "Where is she?" And I took her over to her and introduced her. Winnie Mandela is a very friendly person, so she likes to get involved, feel the people, touch the people. So I told her, I said, "Winnie, you know, we're not friends now. I take you over there, but, you know."
I'm going to sell at 10, 11, what is that?
And when I was over there, Gwendolyn took the opportunity to shake my hand and hug me, so, which I don't like, because I don't like all that nice stuff before a fight, you know. I need somebody to give me an attitude, give me something to keep me fired up. She knows. I looked over at Gwendolyn and waved at her to get her attention, and I let her know before I went over there, I'm still kicking your ass. Don't forget about it. This is all show. She knows.
Gwendolyn's a big girl, though. Carries a lot of weight. Working the body of Laila, who's just sitting there taking it.
She kept telling me that I never fought anybody as strong as her, and I was going to feel the punch of a man and all these different things. And when it got reversed on her, you know, she couldn't deal with it. So she broke down mentally. I could see it. She was in the corner pouting and all that. Just, you know, just looking like, damn, they lied about her, you know. So she knows this time. She knows this time.
Self-confidence. I mean, she's got more confidence than a man with a switchblade knife. I mean, she is really, she get in the dressing room before a fight, she turned to a zombie. I mean, she's a whole together different person. She's one of the few people I've seen that just turn like this. I mean, she's unreal.
I want to show the South African people and the entire world that Gwendolyn O'Neal is 110% prepared for the fight. Acclimatization is a very important part that has to be played for a boxer. But Gwendolyn so far has been, her stamina seems to be, you know, on par. As she did a 6 mile this morning on the roller, the running machine. You know, you see no sharpness in the breath. I trust that the week will be good enough for, you know, the champ.
I cannot advise president of fighters because I was a fighter many years ago, and the rules got different, and so it's better for me to keep quiet. I have to say that. It is an honor that she should come here, and we wish her good luck in the fight.
That means so much to me, you guys can already imagine. So I have so much inspiration and motivation to do my best, and I will. So thank you.
Very good. Oh, very good. Thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mandela has a lot of respect for my father, as so my father does for him. You know, he kept going on about my dad, and I said, "You're a great man, too." And he said, "Oh, well, I don't know." And I said, "That's the same thing my dad says, you know. He's a very humble man, and, you know, there's a lot of energy in the room, and I can feel his spirit."
Are you having a winning spirit already?
I came and landed in South Africa with a winning spirit. I didn't have to come here to get that. I was born with that.
tell you the truth, to me Saturday is taking too long to come. Now each day I'm here, I'm lying on the bed, it's like the days are taking too long. Because I can't wait to see my wife take care of Laila Ali.
My last baby always tell me every day he praying for me, and every day he always treat me knocking up Laila Ali. Every morning he kisses me and tell me the same thing. Mommy, and treat me knock up Laila Ali.
Even just before we came out of the room, she was resting. She was lying on my, she had her head on my chest, and she fell asleep. And as soon as she got up, she said, I dreamt I knocked Ali out.
This fight on Saturday, Laila Ali gonna feel the best punch for me. The best. She have nowhere to run in the ring, cause so much fight she run away from me. And this fight is just me, her in the ring, and Jesus will be in the ring with me.
We admire Muhammad Ali. He's one of my, great boxers. But he was also beaten but 6 times. Right? And I think that the time has now come for Laila Ali to taste the canvas.
You will see. So don't worry, you will see.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the main event. This one is for the WBC WIBA World Super Middleweight Championship. It is over 10 rounds of 2 minutes per round.
I was told, I didn't actually get to see it with my own eyes. I'm going to find out from the horse's mouth right now that I'm going to be knocked out in the 3rd round. Would you care to elaborate on that? That's wonderful, but the last time we fought, that's the same thing she said. Jesus is not going to be able to help Gwendolyn O'Neal, okay? Because God loves both of us, so we can take that out the picture.
She has to be confident on herself and put up a show and try to, if you have an opponent in boxing, you gotta make sure that whatever they believe on, you have to destroy that dream. The only thing you try and fight is me here before in the ring, and when you get physically, one punch, no matter how bad it is, no matter how soft it is, but you're gonna feel pain. And when you feel pain, you're gonna have this thing that's called doubt, and when you have doubt, that means you're already lost. And when you're already lost, that means you're already down. And when you're down, that means the ref is counting. And when it's counting, that means you're out. And when you're out, that means I have the title. And when I have the title, that means I'm the champ. And that's that.
I gotta find some kind of motivation, That's not good enough for me, though. I need you to give me some more. I need you to give me some more. Give me some more fire. The Royal Import Shop. Well, never mind. I see I'm just going to have to just do what I normally do and self-motivate myself because I don't believe her. It doesn't sound like she believes herself. I'm just looking for a little motivation, so hopefully she'll get up the nerve. Or her husband, maybe. You guys speak for her. But I know you're always talking. I saw you when you got off the plane. Talking about everybody's going to witness the destruction of Laila.
She's going to whoop your ass. That's what I know. She's going to whoop your ass.
I'll whoop your ass.
You'll see that. You'll see that come Saturday. You will see that come Saturday. Because it's going to be you and her in the ring. And you're going to answer for everything you just said. You're going to answer.
Anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to whoop his wife. And it's unfortunate that he has brought her back again to get this type of beatdown. You're never the same once you get it from me. You're never the same. I just thought of, I know that you guys all read my book and I was married and I had stepped out. I'm divorced now. Yes, that's my fiance back there though. I mean, I just turned 29 and I remember saying that I wanted to have a child when I was 26. That was my plan. And I've changed so much from 26 to 29. I'm not even with the person, I wrote about in that book. You're going to change so much. You're not going to want to be with the same guy you're with now that you think you love. It's natural to think you do, but trust me, you're not. The problem I see with a lot of people now is they're having these kids and that the father's not around or the mother's not around and you guys are on 2 separate pages and, you want to raise the kids different and you have all kind of problems, baby mama drama and all that and baby daddy drama, all that we hear about, that's real.
They did nothing to assimilate the fight as far as heart rate. You know, you can run, you can jog, but they were jogging. You know, I watched them train a couple times, and they did nothing to really simulate the fight. So, you know, I just wish her the best, and hopefully that, you know, she don't get hurt, you know, too bad.
Refereeing tonight, as you know, you're defending your WBC title. I want a good fight. You're the champion, okay? When I'm in there shouting at you, the only things I want you to make sure of, you listen. Never look much if you listen. The only words I'll be shouting will be box, stop boxing, break, and don't hold. If I say don't hold, Ali, no, I'm talking to you. If I just say don't hold and you're holding, you know who I'm talking to, all right? There's no 3 knockdown rule. You can go down as many times as you like. As long as you get up and prove to her you can fight, you'll continue, all right? If you get knocked twice out of the ring, you got 20 seconds to get back in unaided. There's no standing 8 count. As I said at the rules meeting, what that means, if you're getting hurt, I will not step in and give you a count. If you're getting hurt, you must touch down, and then I'll jump in and give you a count, okay? If you put her on the floor, you go to the first neutral corner. I want you to wait there. Let me finish the count, and you go and finish her off. If she puts you on the floor, all I want from you is you get up and prove to me you can fight. You get up like this, and it's over. All right?
Just don't stop the fight too soon.
Won't stop the fight too soon.
My biggest dream is always to knock out Ali. When I step in the ring, Jesus has given me the extra strength, and I just focus on the opponent.
I feel good. I'm nervous. I am happy. I'm excited. If you mix all of that up, I think you get something good. And that's how the camp feels. We're at the peak point, and we're ready to go.
Sir, we'll be ready to walk in a minute, please, sir. Be ready to walk in a minute?
I know that I'm going to win. I know that I'm not going to let somebody outbox me. The only way they're going to win, in my eyes, is if they do knock me out. But that reality is always there, that it can happen. You know, it's not, it can happen to anybody. You know, but if it happened, then, of course, I would just have to take my hat off and say, you must be bad. You know what I mean? You beat me, you know what I mean? So it's not a fear. I'm not one of those fighters that would get up and be like, oh, it was a great fight. You know, I'm going to be devastated, and I probably won't want to do an interview. Every person I fight, I think, what if she beat me? What if she knocked me out? How would I feel? You know what I mean? Oh, hell no.
Have you?
Middleweight world title weight of 76.20 kilograms to be fought over 10 2-minute rounds. Let's welcome them home from Guyana, the challenger, Gwendolyn O'Neill. Weighing in at 75.18 with a career record of 12 victories and 1 draw from 17 fights. Welcome, Gwendolyn O'Neill. And fighting out of the blue corner, Laila Ali from the United States of America, wearing the gold, the black and the green trunks. Just making the weight at 76.18, 20 knockouts in her career record of 23 wins from 23 fights. Laila Ali. Coming out for the referee, Mr. Yenzel Lewis, to bring the fighters together.
I'm a referee. Explain about the dressing room, obey my command at all times. You both know the rules, watch them heads, keep them punches up. When I shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands. Shake hands.
And your supervisor, Dr. Peter Nicolani.
Crocodile, round number 1.
That was a knockout, a quick knockout, I'm afraid. That's what happens in boxing, unfortunately. What happened was Laila caught O'Neill with a cracking shot the very first time, right in the chin. She went down. I got to think maybe she won't get up. Gave her opportunity. I thought she'd come fighting back, but Laila caught her with a cracking shot and caught her with another cracking shot on the top of the head. She went down, and this time she just about beat the count, and I knew she had nothing left. It was best to pull her out.
It took only 56 seconds for Laila Ali to extend her record to 24 out of 24 with 21 knockouts. Still, super middleweight world champion Laila Ali.
You would not have expected that it was going to end like that. Of course, we were expecting a knockout, but first round, few seconds. Yeah, that's Laila for you.
I think that when they went to shake hands at the beginning, and Gwen had her eyes squarely on the ground, I thought it was going to be over very quickly, and it was. I feel sorry for the people that paid 750 rand for 56 seconds, but I'm not really surprised. I thought Laila was amazing.
She did a wonderful job. Gwendolyn was bad. She was ill-prepared, even worse than last time. And this is not a good reflection, you know. Boxers need to go out there and prepare. And we don't like what we saw.
Laila Ali, welcome to South Africa. We certainly saw a lot more of Laila Ali outside of the ring than we did inside the ring this evening. But what we saw was very impressive. Well done.
Thank you. It was funny because she actually hit me with, I don't know, a jab or whatever, but my eye was, I couldn't see out of my left eye for a minute, you know, I dropped that right hand, and then I had time for it to clear up. So I really didn't expect it to end that quickly, and I think maybe, I don't know, what can I say? I would like to show the fans some more rounds. I've been training very hard.
Is there anybody in the house who would like to go 2 rounds of Laila?
Laila Ali has been my role model since I could ever imagine. And seeing her fight and seeing her win the fight within 58 seconds, I mean, really, it's really inspirational to me.
I was amazed within 1 round. I don't want to count seconds and minutes. That will be really embarrassing.
Your famous father, how quickly does he get to hear your results tonight?
I'll give him a call and let him know. Got my cell phone, give him a call.
I wish all the fighters that are in America can also come and stage their fights in South Africa and see the hospitality that we have.
I told you I do what I do like I'm doing it for TV. 1 round, not even on purpose. I couldn't help it. I was going to try at least give him 2 or 3. 2 or 3, you know. I couldn't even see out of one eye.
I will.
Wait on cash. I thought I was playing about cake. You want some cake, Winnie?
I said 3 rounds.
You want some cake?
I didn't say you get 3 times the traffic.
I was trying, Winnie.
You misunderstood me.
I was trying. I was like, oh, man.
You always got to remember, just like your father, they're waiting to see you lose. They're waiting to see you fall. And you got to remember, you're the daughter of the greatest. And as long as you go in the ring with that in mind, you're going to come out on top.
That thing about her being Muhammad Ali's daughter is going to